All right, so I'm going to read you a poem again and give you a prompt. You'll be writing for 5 minutes once again. And just to review the guidelines, was there anyone who was not here yesterday for the writing practice? So the guidelines are simply when I give you the prompt and say go, you're going to write for 5 minutes without stopping. You don't have to pay attention to the time because I'm going to ring a bell. And you just keep your hand moving the whole time. No censoring and editing of yourself. We're giving the internal critic the day off. And you're kind of outrunning your monkey mind by just keeping your hand moving. Stay grounded in embodied language, in sensory nouns and active verbs, as opposed to philosophical musings and theological constructs. No need to pause and try to find the perfect word for the moment. Just see what pops up and let it flow onto the page. I think that's it. Certainly no concerns about spelling, punctuation, grammar, what's that called? Penmanship. Just write from your heart. All right. I'm going to read a poem by Louise Clifton, one of my favorite poets. You too? You probably know this one, Blessing of the Boats. I have it on my refrigerator. I love it so much. Also a favorite of Carmen Acevedo Butcher, who is a dear friend of ours, the most recent translator of Cloud of Unknowing, and also Brother Lawrence's Practice of Presence. Incredible contemporary translator. I love this book. One of my students told me about it. It's called Poetry of Presence, an anthology of mindfulness poems. I don't know why they have to call them mindfulness poems, but it's a really great collection from ancient to contemporary. Blessing the Boats, Lucille Clifton. May the tide that is entering even now the lip of our understanding carry you out beyond the face of fear. May you kiss the wind, then turn from it, certain that it will love your back. May you open your eyes to water, water waving forever, and may you, in your innocence, sail through this to that. I'm going to read it again. Blessing the Boats. May the tide that is entering even now the lip of our understanding carry you out beyond the face of fear. May you kiss the wind, then turn from it, certain that it will love your back. May you open your eyes to water, water waving forever, and may you, in your innocence, sail through this to that. May you, in your innocence, sail from this to that. All right, so your prompt, here, let me get my bell ready for you. I don't know. Does anyone else have the insight timer? Sometimes it takes it has to go through all this stuff to I just want my bell, my fake bell, please. There it is, okay. All right, so your prompt is, I begin again. I begin again. You can start winding down. You have about another half a minute. So, friends, once again, we're going to gather in small groups, a couple of guidelines. Of course, you're welcome to pass, but I encourage you to override that mean little voice inside you that says that you're not doing it right, so you're not good enough, and simply share what arose. It's a safe space. Can we renew our what is it called, agreement of confidentiality? I didn't want to call it a vow because we're dismantling vow language, starting right now. Okay, so everything that is shared is confidential, and what's going to happen is someone is going to volunteer to read first. That person simply begins reading without any explanation. We don't need context for who's who in your story, if you wrote a story, a memory. And we definitely do not need you to apologize for anything. You simply begin reading. I know how difficult that is, but just start reading. And then when that person is finished reading, everybody who's been listening with your full attention, bearing loving witness, will do a quick little echo, verbatim, of something that just rose up out of the reading. From this to that is something I remember from Lucille Clifton's poem. It could be just a couple of words. Maybe it's a whole sentence. If the person doesn't get it quite right, the sentence or the phrase, then the person who wrote it is welcome to say, actually, what I said was, or you can say, what was that phrase again? But really what you're attempting to do is say exactly what they said. I overheard some people yesterday saying, you know that part about your grandfather? That reminds me of my no, you're just quoting them. It's very, very simple and brief. I noticed yesterday that there were some tables of 3 or 4 and some tables of 8 or 9. So what I'm going to ask you in a moment to do is to kind of look around and get the configuration a little bit more even, if you can. If you're a big table and you see a table that doesn't have very many, maybe just move around a little. Wait, I'm almost done with the instructions, not yet. 1 more minute. Okay, so we're going to take about 20 minutes, and I'll give you a time check. After the first person has read and you've done an echo, you're going to go clockwise. So just go clockwise around the table. Any questions about how to do this? Okay, enjoy. I'll check in with you in about 20 minutes.